This is a great story for young ladies.
Okay.
In between World War I and World War II, there was a young lady living in Germany. Many considered her to be one of the most beautiful women in Europe. She was married to one of Germany's leading arms manufacturers. He made ammunition. In the 1930s, he became a Nazi, and she did not like that. And she did not like his new friends. So one day, he has a dinner party, and she comes down the stairs wearing every piece of jewelry she owns. She sits down at the table, and she is the perfect hostess. Elegant, entertaining, witty, and charming. Right before dessert, she excuses herself to go powder her nose. The next time anybody sees her, she's in London, England. She got out, and her jewelry was her traveling money.
Wow.
She takes a boat from London, England to Quebec, Canada, takes a train from Quebec, Canada to New York City. And her first day in New York City, she walks out of a building, runs into a man, and knocks him down. He was kind of a little guy, and she's kind of a big girl. He looks up at her and thinks she's the most beautiful woman he has ever seen, and he offers her a job on the spot. His name was Leo B. Mayer, Metro Goldwyn Mayer, MGM Studios.
MGM Studios.
She becomes an actress. What's not well known about her, and very rare for the 1930s, is she's highly educated. She has a master's degree in mechanical engineering. She has a master's degree in electrical engineering. And you'll never guess what she does for fun. Invent stuff. She has over 400 patents. She worked on the Norton bomb sight. She worked on sonar equipment. She worked on code-breaking equipment. But her greatest accomplishment, World War II came along and we almost lost World War II. The Nazi submarines are sinking all of our ships in the North Atlantic. In the first day of the Battle of the Bulge, we lose over 10,000 men. She goes to the War Department and she says, "Gentlemen, I know what your problem is. You talk on FM radios. FM radio is a line of sight radio. It doesn't go over or around or through mountains. I can set up a receiver with a direction finder and tell where you're coming from. I set up another one over here, and where the two lines cross, that's where you are. It's called triangulation. It's how they find your ships. It's how they find your men. Now, I made you this box that you can put on the radios, so that when you talk on the radio, you and the person you're talking to will hop through the frequencies at the same time, and nobody can hear you. And if they can't hear you, they can't find you." You know what the War Department said? "What do you know? You're a girl."
No.
And they put it on the show.
No.
Luckily, there was a young lieutenant in the Navy who had just won the Medal of Honor. He was politically connected because his father was an ambassador, and he was well connected in the War Department because of his older brother Joe, who unfortunately died in World War II as a bomber pilot. He also was rich and had a thing for actresses. He dated many actresses. He dated her, so he knew about the box. And it came to his rescue when he became President of the United States.
No way.
John F. Kennedy.
Oh my.
He had a problem.
Check it out, guys.
He had a problem called the Cuban Missile Crisis. The Russians are moving nuclear missiles to Cuba, 90 miles off the coast of Florida. And he tells the Navy, "You got to stop them." And the Navy says, "We can't. They can find our ships. They can run our blockade." He says, "We got the box. Put it on the ships." They put it on the ships, and lo and behold, it worked. The Russian submarines could not find our ships. They could not run our blockade. They took their missiles and went home. But it was in 1943 that the actress, Hedy Lamarr, invented Wi-Fi. And she did get credit for it. The military has been using it since 1964. The Israelis figured out how to put it inside the radio in 1967, and Hedy lived long enough to see it come into the civilian world with the advent of the car phone.
Wow. That's crazy.
Great story.
That's an awesome. That's awesome. That's some history right there. I love that. I love that right there. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.